Ongi etorriak izan zaitezte, zuzendari berriak elkarrizketatzen ditugun txoko honetara. Bienvenidos y bienvenidas a un café con. Hoy contamos con la película I Never Cry, JAK NAJDALEJ STOD, y para ello contamos con el director Piotr Domalewski, la actriz Zofia Stafej y el productor Ian Ikefuchimski. Welcome to all. How are you?
Hi. You pronounced us amazingly. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Unlike the title of the film, I did cry watching it. Yeah, congratulations. Yeah. And I would like to know how was the experience of the premiere yesterday and how do you feel now that it's being showcased to the audience?
Well, we were amazed by the reception of the film because we haven't expected this kind of, I don't know, reaction. Because there is always this kind of doubt if it's possible to communicate with foreign viewers when you are directing or writing the film, because you have to consider if the story is not too local, if it has this universal impact that can work, that can attract audience from abroad. So we were like completely surprised and amazed by the reaction. Actually, we were shocked.
And for both of you, how was it?
From the producer's point of view, I think the fear is even bigger because like it's not only emotional. You're feeling that, okay, can this movie travel in any ways? Is it like possible to gather audience from around the world? And you know, yesterday the audience, there were a lot of people from different backgrounds, from different countries, and we felt that it's really, and it's a priceless feeling that you really can move within your language people from outside. So I feel, you know, beyond excitement, you know.
Yeah, I didn't expect this at all. I was shocked by this reaction. It was absolutely beautiful moment for me. I felt that I want to do my job because if people are moved by it, this is the best compliment that I can get. And yes, a very, very emotional moment to remember to the rest of the life.
I'm glad to hear that. Prior and Sofia, it's your second feature film, yeah, Piotr, and your first feature film, Sofia. I think this section couldn't be more suitable for both of you.
We are like, we suit completely. We are like the instance of the selection because it's the first and the second film the same time.
Yes, yes. Piotr, the film underlines the dehumanization of social system that doesn't know how to handle death, and that shows no empathy at all for the death of the main character's father. She, at the age of 17, goes out of her way to repatriate her father's body to her homeland, and it seems that no one's want to help her. It is said that death puts us all on an equal footing, but you've proven that wrong. How come did you want to tackle this subject?
You mean the subject of social distance?
Immigration, death?
Well, you know, immigration is a kind of a real topic in Poland because each generation has its own emigration. I mean, my parents' generation has this big emigration to United States, to Canada. Then in 90s, this emigration to Holland, Belgium, Spain also appeared, and the immigration from my generation is the direction, because the reasons for this is the same, but the directions are changing. So my direction for my generation was United Kingdom, Ireland, and so on, and it touches our society in a significant way, and it also happened in my family because my brother is an immigrant, so that's how I build a story based on his personal experience.
Sophia, your character, Olka, is underage, but she reveals more sense than many adults that she comes across with. She's strong-willed and inevitably tough because life and those around her haven't given her any other choice. What did you build your character from? And what did you rely on to get such an exceptional result?
We worked together on building this character with Piotr, and we started building it before shooting. We had rehearsals, we talked about it, who she is, how I read her after reading the script. And I like organic way building the character, which means for me putting the character through the prism of myself and using some emotional memory of myself, and that's how I do it, that's how I work. And I was very well led by Piotr all the way of shooting, so I think this is how it worked.
But I would like to add that it's amazing because Zofia didn't have any preparations, educational preparation in a way, any professional education preparation, because that was her first beginning of the first year in school. So in a way that gives, in my opinion, the director amazing freedom, because you must create a method with the actor, but the actor has no method yet. So it gives this, like, in my opinion, creative freedom. And when I was watching them on the set, they were, you know, creating it on regular, everyday basis, because some scenes are more difficult, some scenes are easier, Zofia's intuition is better, sometimes it's, you know, she feels more lost. And I think that their duo worked amazing within building this method in a way together. So that's what's unique about it as well.
Yeah, it is indeed. Jan, what was the most important thing that drew you in this film when the director presented it to you and encouraged you to be part of it?
Definitely Piotr's honesty. We met a long time ago, and I always wanted to work with Piotr. And when he was making his first movie, you know, I was engaged in another movie, and we couldn't make it. I couldn't, you know, get involved in it. And I was dreaming about working with Piotr, because he's never, I think, lying to you as a director. He's very honest, and I think that cinema today has got a tendency to lie often, that people are creating the story, you know, because they are, you know, loud, stories which are loud, or and sometimes it's calculated sometimes. And I feel that, you know, even art house festival cinema can be calculated, or commercial cinema, of course it's calculated, but like what's great about commercial or art house cinema is when it's honest, you feel it's honest. You know, amazing commercial movies or amazing art house movies are the most honest. And this is the quality I'm looking for at the very beginning when I want to work with someone. And I'm, you know, working a lot with Piotr right now. We are making show for Netflix, and, you know, we are looking for exactly the same feeling. And I think his honesty is something completely priceless and unique. And, you know, this movie Piotr has netted, because not only his brother you know, is a migrant worker, but also Poland is kind of divided if it comes to migrations. And the region Piotr is coming from, you know, this problem of migration is like a major problem. Like every neighbor, every almost family has got a part of their family working abroad. So I think, you know, that was just like amazing, honest, and beautiful combination to me, and that's why the movie is so moving.
Yeah, because that honesty, you can feel it along the film. Yeah, it's something, it's everywhere.
And you can't really fake it. When you're watching, you know, I don't know, Villeneuve, Blade Runner, you're watching the movie and you feel that guy behind this movie is, you know, guy who really wants to tell you something, who's like so there. And you feel this in the most, you know, in Piotr's movie. I don't know, I've seen this movie Girl by Lucas Dont 2 years ago, and it's like, you know, this, it's not calculated, it's just there, it's honest, it's wonderful.
Piotr, I guess making the second film after after having an international success with the first, must have risen the expectations. At what point do you start producing the second one, and how was it?
Well, of course, there are some expectations, but I would say that the biggest pressure is always started in myself. So I was the worst obstacle on this way, and then I realized that to face let's not call it the problem, but the challenge of making a second film, and to face it properly, is to start it immediately after releasing the first one, because you can have fun, you can enjoy releasing the first premiere and enjoying festivals and whatever. And I thought that this is okay, but then after that you will realize that some big gap appeared in yourself, because like making a film is like fulfilling it with your feelings, with your emotions and whatever, with your life actually, with your time. And then I thought that just to if I want to avoid this gap, I need to start working on a second film immediately. And there was a good opportunity for that, because on set of my first feature, I heard the story of a young kid who has to go abroad to bring the body of the father. And then I thought, wow, that's kind of a good engine for the film. Mm-hmm. And then I just took the main core from this story, because I always like to have some realistic and the fact actually that really happened, the story as the base of the film. And I started to build the whole script and trying to attract Jan with the idea, and we were working on that several months, and here we are.
It's true that we are working before the premiere of Silent Night. We started to work before, and I think it was a very good decision. Piotr is right that this, it was the most awarded movie in Poland for months. Piotr was the first movie. Piotr was getting every award after every award, and it was, I remember when we were talking, he really was going to the main festivals in Poland, and he was thinking, oh, maybe we'll get something. And suddenly, he's destroying all these famous directors, etc. So the weight is there, even if you don't want it to be there, you feel, okay, then everybody is asking you, what's next? What's next? What's your next story? And I feel that, the best decision, as Piotr said, was to start working before and just to detach yourself from all this buzz, because, you're as good as your last movie. That's the cruel, reality. And, Haneke, everybody can say the same thing, and they're saying the same thing. So, yeah.
Sofia, I've been told that when you auditioned, you didn't expect a film of this type, and you were not very maybe interested or maybe aware of. How did the casting go?
Okay. Yeah, this is actually very funny how it started, because the story is that I didn't know that it was the casting to the main role, to the second Domalewski's movie. I thought it's a casting to a stupid comedy, which is not my cinema. So I went there just to gain some casting experience, some audition experience. And after going out from the casting, I realized that it was rather dramatic text, not comedy. And then I checked at home that it was a casting to Jak Najdalej STOD, to the main role. And before I saw, of course, Silent Night, and I was like, oh my God, how could I not know it? How could I not know that it was Domalewski? And I think that actually it helped me, because I wasn't that stressed at first. And that's how it went at the first audition.
Actually, it was like she appeared there, and I had the impression that she has like 10 minutes and we have to use it really well, because she's like up to go somewhere. She was like, okay, what do you want? Where do I have to stay? And I asked Zofia to take off her shoes because they were kind of high heels, and I thought that it doesn't suit to the character, and I thought maybe you should take off those shoes, it may help you to act the scene. And she says, but I think they're good. And I said, okay, whatever, so show us if they are good or not. So that was kind of a exposition of the strength of the character, and she was not scared at all. In terms of being such a young person, and she had this sense of humor, because even when she was kind of edgy for us, it was still on the edge of, you know, absurd irony, something like that, and that's what we wanted to put to the base of the character. So, yeah.
And there were almost 1,500 actresses at this stage, you know, so we were like really looking for everyone in Poland, and even people without schools, amateurs, like a lot of people, so it's additionally great achievement from her.
I want to add also, I think we had this conversation when you were, Zofia, when you were waiting for I don't know, third level of audition, and I came to you, you were sitting there alone, and I asked you, will you be managed to do that? And you said yes. And I said, okay, that's the only thing I have to know. In the Silent Night, I asked the youngest actress, she was 12, and during the casting, I asked her, Ami, you are sure you will be managed to play that? And she said yes. And I said, okay, but then I went to producer and I said, she's the one. Why? Because she said she will do it. And he asked me, what? But everybody would say that, would do it.
No.
But she said that in the way that I believed. Yes.
But
it had to be you. I mean, for sure.
But also, I, you know, that's my personal feeling as well, and that works as well. That the more time I'm spending with you, I find a lot of weird similarities between these two, and that's also additional value that, like, that you have to feel connected somehow to the actor. Like, I recently, some actress from our show for Netflix were just asking us, you know, what's the main thing at the casting you're looking for? And it's really hard to tell, because you will never say, you know, be the person who is not taking off your shoes. You know, it's stupid remark, but like this kind of like bravery, bravado, this kind of like, you know, I know what I'm doing. I'm, you know, falling, because it wasn't like perfect casting. There were ups, downs, everything. But you feel that there is someone confident there, and that's great.
Jan, as a producer, how do you think the festivals will progress after the COVID crisis, and what aspects of the festivals are irreplaceable for you?
You know, we are so happy that we are here. We traveled here with a lot of difficulties. One, flights were completely to Biarritz was completely cancelled. Then we were traveling for 10 hours. Anyway, so it's amazing, and you're great that you're organizing it, and you're still believing in the cinema, and you're giving this courage. You know, there are only two ways. Either the pandemic will stop, either we'll have to get used to it and transform each other's. Right now we're in the transition mode, so I wouldn't like to predict the future, but still this kind of, you know, getting the feeling from the audience, that's something which you will never be able to copy to online basis, and that's something also what you're really making movie for, that you feel that it's connecting with the others and that affects the other people. So, you know, I really wouldn't like to imagine the world without this amazing engine and without this amazing hub to meet with the audience, to meet with you, to meet, you know, the festival other directors. And but the most, you know, what I would love to start here is I would love, you know, to share this movie with as much people as possible, and I would love it to start traveling abroad. You know, that's my dream.
We are running out of time. It's a pity, because I enjoy a lot with three of you. In any case, the last message, Piotr, to the audience, please. Can you say something about your movie?
Better times are coming.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, really. I mean, the film is drama, but still, at the end, she's laughing, which means that there is a hope. I always think like that.
The end is superb, excellent, exquisite. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
To all of you. Y ahora disfrutemos del tráiler de la película.
Który to raz, bo nie pierwszy, co?
Trzeci.
No, do 3 razy sztuka.
Przepraszam.
Potrzebuję hajsu na egzamin.
Skąd cię wezmę? Tatę poproś.
Siema.
Niezły jest.
Ile ty masz lat?
18. Niedługo.
To wróć, jak będziesz pełnoletnia.
Ale ja nie do pracy, ja w sprawie ojca.
A w ogóle co u niego?
Nie wiem. Mam taki układ, że ja nie wiem co u niego, on nie wie co u mnie.
Halo, Olka, za ile będziesz?
Co się stało?
Na budowie był wypadek.
Co?
Krzysztof Chudzik nie żyje.
Nie będzie tata leżał gdzieś tam nie wiadomo gdzie. Trzeba go stamtąd zabrać.
Lotnisko raz.
Sam cię wezmę.
A teraz? I need to transport a body.
To where?
Poland.
Polska. Pierogi.
Często tak robisz?
To był mój debiut.
Jakby ci było zimno, to do mnie zapraszam.
Weź młotek, nie świruj, to jest córka Krzyśka.
Co to znaczy?
Żadnych pieniędzy nie dostaniesz.
I to przejebane. Witamy w Irlandii.
Dasz radę. Nie płacz. Ja nigdy nie płaczę.
Idziesz, młoda, czy jak?